Boys, I am so fucking tired. I just want it on record. Fuck traffic. Fuck the greater Connecticut area. And fuck video game developers that give T-Pain money to do sponsored segments. That is all. That is all. But let me tell you, I just had a 7+-ish word. Yo, Tuesday, good day, my boy. Boys, how are we? Leon, another day, another person in chat. My fucking go. I like T-Pain. I love T-Pain. I just don't like that developers give him money to play video games instead of me. I just feel like I could use some money more. T-Pain just bought a fucking plane recently. You think he needs sponsored segments? No, bro, I don't have a fucking plane. If I did, I wouldn't have just driven 7 fucking hours in dumbass traffic to get home. Bro, let me tell you what. Nobody wants to die more than a New Yorker trying to make an average commute. I'm pretty sure that they have what's called no-fault insurance down there, where, like, the insurance company just takes the brunt of the cost, and it's just nobody's at fault whatsoever. Which means that everybody drives like a fucking asshole, and if anybody fucks up, both people get new cars. So I don't really know, like, how that shit actually be working out there, but let me tell you, fuck those people, man. God damn. Like, that shit was toxic. So, I mean, I got out of New York kind of smooth. But, bro, it was chaos in Connecticut. Chaos in Connecticut. Hoofsy, my boy. Hope you had a great drive home. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm so tired driving around Manhattan. Driving. Yeah, okay. Okay, smooth sailing for me. No, bro, I literally said that. I was like, talking to Carlin, I was like, I wonder, because we were in deadlock traffic in Connecticut at this point in time. Beat the entire storm. Well, we only hit rain because it was like fucking 45 degrees out. Yo, Nihao Wrath, how are you, my boy? Hope you're having a beautiful day, dude. Yeah, it was like 45 degrees out the entire time, so it wasn't bad at all. We only had a little bit of moderate rain. So what are you right now? Oh, good. I mean, we didn't get hit by that shit, so that rain hit both of us. Oh, word. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all. You scare me every time you don't start streaming at 2 p.m. Bro, 2 p.m. EST, I was sitting in my car in the middle of the financial district of New York City, smoking a bowl, blowing it out the sunroof. The past 48 hours have been a fucking dream, let me tell you what. Absolutely beautiful visit to the city, dog. It was lovely. We got so much food that Carla was actually scared for my health. And honestly, being sick for 5 days before going to New York City for a food trip was the best thing that could have ever possibly happened. You know, when you don't nut for like a month and then it's just like a fucking geyser. That's basically how it was with me getting this food. Like, I pillaged. We were in between Sakagura. I keep wanting to call it Matgara. We're in between Sakagura, which was unbelievably good food. Hold on. Hoofsy posted pictures in my Discord, but I'll pull up a couple because that shit was, goodness gracious, absolutely delicious. It's a Japanese place, and first things first, A5 Wagyu, Chateaubriand. That shit was fucking melt in your mouth, absurd, phenomenally good. Like, just insanely good food. Insanely good food. Let's see. And then this was a seaweed salad. A bunch of different types of seaweed. Cucumber salad. And then we had This was a fish. I don't remember the name of the cup, but it was like the collar of the fish, like where the gill is. Fucking insanely delicious. This was tofu, a beef brothy type thing, and then this was also wagyu that was like thinly sliced. This is my arm. It was under the table. I'm a very large no elbows on the table believer. This is another shot of my arm again. This is my midriff, if anyone was wondering if I secretly had a belly. I'm very good at hiding it. I sucked it in for the picture. I knew Hoofsy was looking at me. This was absurd. Yo, B-Tron, what up, my boy? 11 years ago, a month without Lord help us all. Hey, yo, congrats on the 11 years, though. That's security at that point. Dude, I did make it, and the drive fucking sucked. But this was soy marinated tuna with sticky rice. Sounds basic, but was unironically the most delicious, fresh, and like pure tasting tuna that I have ever fucking had. It was unbelievably fucking good. It was just this like melt in your mouth, soft, just perfect bite through. Oh my God. And then this was a toasted sesame seed. And then that was the wagyu, more wagyu. Oh, and then this was a matcha tiramisu that Carla got for dessert. And then this was a yuzu Italian, no, a yuzu sorbet. A yuzu sorbet. This was the most citrusy tasting thing I have ever had. DustyWhy matcha? No, this was Carla. This was Carla. That's why there's a candle. It was her like birthday trip. So this was like oranges and Jesus work together to achieve one flavor. Like if you ever have anything that is yuzu flavored, oh my fucking God, I may have a new like top flavor profile. I love citrus flavors. I love citrus smells. My favorite my favorite terpene is citrusy. Like I love limonene. Oh dude, yuzu lemonade is peak. Yuzu sake also very peak. Very peak. Just some okay. So that was Sakagura. That was phenomenal. Are you buying a house? Yeah. We made it work. Don't worry. I washed some dishes in the back. Phoenix, thank you for the 105-day streak, dog. I appreciate you. So, this is Din Tai Fung. This is... They have this in San Diego and in New York. But their staple, like their most known dish, it's their xiaolong bao, which is a soup dumpling. So it has this basically like soup broth in it with the fillings. They steam it, bring it out, and then you put it on your spoon. They make you a sauce that's like 1 part soy sauce to 3 parts some mysterious brown vinegar that I'm curious about. And then they do a chili oil that you can mix in with that for your sauce. Poke a hole in your xiaolong bao, let the broth drain out, and then put that sauce over the top of it, and then so fucking good. So this is the seaweed and bean curd salad. Rice wine vinegar. Is that what it is? Why is it brown? But yeah, this is the sauce. This is the seaweed and bean curd salad. Big seaweed salad enjoyers here. These were the xiaolong bao. So these were the soup dumplings. So you can see like some of the brothy type that came out of there. This was bok choy. Carla got that. This was a kimchi and pork dumpling that was fucking insano style. This was a just general shrimp fried noodle type shit. And then we also didn't get pictures because we had to scoot to our next event as our dessert was coming out. So we had to like take it to go. But we got like chocolate matcha xiaolong bao. So like those little mini dumplings that you just poop. Chocolate and matcha on the inside. And then also big chocolate buns that you can just like pull apart and eat. Oh, dude. Oh, it was so good. Hoofsy didn't like the kimchi pork dumplings. Hoofsy made some mistakes, and that's okay. That's okay. It's fine. It's fine to not have all of the right answers all the time. Damn, I hope you're having a good day, dude. We happen to know we clout the war. Good. I'm very glad. Did you get guild decked on as soon as the war went up again this time? Or did people learn their lessons last time? Let me tell you, based on our time down, I thought that I was going to be here relatively in time to participate in some of the war. It was apparent about an hour and a half into the drive that that was not going to be a scenario. We hit very thick traffic, like Lizzo thick traffic in Connecticut. Yo, Eagle Riser, thank you for following. Much love. Like it was gridlocked, near gridlocked. Oh wait, Cliffsy took pictures of the dessert. This was the to-go dessert. So the big chocolate bun had like chocolate filling in it, and then this was the matcha and chocolate xiaolongbao. Oh, dude. We also ate pretty much everything we had on the ride home. See, there was not much that survived. The only thing that survived was Dim Sum Palace. So, the full food rundown, for those that are curious. We got there, and it was immediately Wingstop. First meal that we went out to, I hadn't had Wingstop before. Wingstop, above Buffalo Wild Wings, very solid, acceptable. You know, it's not S tier, but it's very solid. I was happy with Wingstop. Then from Wingstop, it was Sakagura, right? I'm pretty sure it was Sakagura right after Wingstop. So Wingstop was the warm-up to Sakagura. Wingstop to Sakagura. Okay, perfect. So then our plan after Sakagura was... Oh, I have 5 males. Oh, I sold shit. Wait a second, boys. I might not be broke after all. So, the plan was Wingstop, kind of impromptu. Sakagura. After Sakagura, we were going to go to, like, dim sum. And then we were going to go to a sake bar. No, it's going to be a sake bar and then dim sum. Sake bar was closed. And we're walking around, going around Times Square, because I just wanted to fucking walk around and navigate a little bit, right? And I see a Shake Shack. And I very quickly realize I'm fried as fuck, have plenty of room for more food, and have never had Shake Shack in my life. And let me tell you, if you haven't had Shake Shack, you fucking should. I had very, very, very delicious food. I had expensive food on this trip. The time that the table was the quietest was when we were at Shake Shack, just mashing food into our mouths. It was dead fucking quiet in that Shake Shack. Dude, it was so good. I don't know what it was, but Shake Shack was impromptu. I see the Shake Shack and I'm like, boys, we gotta go to Shake Shack. Carla's like, Dusty, are you going to have room for Shake Shack and for dim sum later? And me, being a man, realize I have plenty of sweet on me. And I say, yes, absolutely, I will be. And let me tell you, I fucking was. I pumped. That shit was so good. So, hit Shake Shack, then went to dim sum later on. Do you guys do anything that wasn't food? Yeah, but that's boring. Like, we went around and, like, you know, I really like the Oculus, so visited the Oculus and stuff. That was great. Like, we stayed at the Artisan, which was a beautiful hotel. Like, we went around and did a bunch of shit. Carla wanted to go to Pop Mart. Like, we did a lot of stuff. But the food was a very imperative part of the trip. Absolutely imperative. And we still had a few things that we wanted to, like, get that we weren't able to just because of time, which was slightly unfortunate. So, that was tragic. If we had more time, I would have got so much more. So much more. You're just in New York? Yes. Yes. I've been advertising it for so long that I was going down. I was going to try to have ops spin the block, but nobody did. Nobody did. I did a quick day trip down and had so much good food, Jacob. So much good food. Oh my god, it was wonderful. I love food, but I go for other things. Oh yeah, I mean, we did plenty of other stuff, right? Like, this was our second time down to New York. Like, second, third time. Smelled way less like shit. I mean, it was just a chill little getaway trip though. Like I said, did a bunch of shit in the 24 plus hours that we were there. Rode the subway a fuckload. That smelled like absolute dog shit. The rest of the city actually smelled phenomenal compared to what I usually expect it to smell like. That was pleasantly surprising. It smelled less like poop today than it did really any other time I've been. So New York's not being asked for a few years after COVID. New York was great. Like this time that I went, like New York was fun last time, but it smelled fucking horrible last time. It smelled awful. And like this time it smelled great. I will say we saw many more rats this time than last time. And we also saw rats that were actively fighting near some trash cans. Just like, you know, probably 10 feet away from us while we were walking. It was an actual like rat fight. They were all like at each other. Like it was genuine, typical New York City, like fucking trash city that I could think of. Rats are chill. Yeah, I mean, they ain't fucking bother me at all. And then there were like the subway rats and shit. So when I was down on the subway, I was always trying to find the rats down there that were chilling down on the tracks because they were living large. I felt sick in the subways. Yeah, because the subway air quality is worse than the quality of water in a public pool. Like the subway air quality, you would be better off trying to breathe air through a subway footlong bread than breathing the air in a New York City subway. You would have less bad chemicals off the footlong. Depends on the line and station. Are some smellier than others? DustyWhy alive? Bro, I am. Motherfuckers trying to kill me on the road home though. Holy, that took a while. That was not the greatest. Oh, motherfuckers making root bound now. What y'all doing with those? What y'all doing with the Rudy Tooties? Golly. Whoops, I can't type. That's a lot of fucking rubies, dog. God damn. God damn, what the fuck? Master Chief, good day, sir. Dusty got a hairdo. I haven't got my hair cut in about 2 months. Thank you for noticing. I did not get a haircut, actually. I did, however, almost pull out my hair. It's parted today. My hair is parted every day. What do you mean? It's parted. This is how my hair always is. Am I tripping? I do my hair the same every single day. Unless I'm absolutely off my fucking rocker. It's different. I don't think it's different. Maybe it is, but aside from New World, you're looking way healthier now. Dude, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I feel so much better now, if I'm being honest. Like, coming over to Ashes... Ashes has its own set of problems, right? It's got its own issues. But like, I'm gonna be honest. I have never felt as happy getting on stream as I do on Ashes. New World had so many problems that we all kind of knew what was going to happen with New World in the long term. It was just a matter of when until it actually, you know, fell apart. For pretty much everybody that was actively over there. That's so many fucking rubies. God damn. Are rubies spiking up in price again? Update me on the market since I've been gone. What's going on now with the ruby boobies? The fizz speed on that is sexy. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Turtleneck mustache, long hair combo, almost known as villain arc. Wait, can you see my mustache? No cap? Or are you just lying to me to make me feel high? Make me feel special? Cause like, shit, usually I feel like y'all can't see it. That's dope. That's dope. Okay, I'm happy about that. Is there? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. He's glowing. Dude, I drank, you know what it was? The artisan gave us 2 bottles of Fiji water. And when I was playing New World, I didn't have Fiji water. And coming home, I had Fiji water. So like I drank a bottle of Fiji water on the way home in the car, and I think that was a difference maker. I think if I got on stream without that Fiji water, I would have been absolutely fucked. But yes, I appreciate you guys. W Glaze all the way around. They're still high 50 silver plus on the Epic still. 50 silver is cheap. They were a gold like a week ago. Rich people desalinated Fizz. No. It was all beautiful. It was actually like, bro, it was kind of clean this time around. Like my last trip was during the summer. So like all of the, you know, human matter was kind of like ramped up. Genuinely, it was it's kind of wild. Time for that 1v1. I'm gonna get exposed. Forgot a water bottle in my car on the way in, and it was like Jesus was singing when I found it on the way out. Oh, dude, I drank so much water on the way home. I don't know what it was. I think it was maybe as I was getting into actual clean air that was above an air quality rating of fucking 1. Maybe my body just wanted to purify all of the smog out as fast as humanly possible. Because, bro, we spent a lot of time in the subway. We were bopping place to place so fucking frequently. It was hectic. And I also probably inhaled so many particulates. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do about it to try to stop it, but because you're here, also playing tank and kind of wondering what do I build next. Our heroic Pied Burn, Great Axe, and Glory Bound Longbow, and Pedal Shirt heroic set. I'd start working on your Rosarium Guard set. I've been gone for a couple days, so don't value my armor right now. I was going to make my Rosarium Guard and then went on a quick day trip to New York, so Rosarium Guard coming very soon. But personally, just the default for a lot of people is going to be going here into armor smithing, and then you can go Rosarium Guard if you can get your hands on some otter leather. Rosarium Guard is just a general heavy fort set. It's not the worst. You can also go, if you want something a little more offensive, Briarhold is a decent heavy set for your 5-piece too. So like, at the end of the day, there are a few solid options. I would personally say for a tank, I like the Fortitude of Rosarium Guard a little bit more than the Force set bonus. Fortitude's gonna give you con over the strength that Force gives. So like, I'd say just go Fortitude personally, but keep in mind those will get replaced anyways. I'm going to be crafting my Rosarium Guard in blue rarity, for example, just so that way it is not something that I'm over investing in and not something that I'm spending too much money on. Naturally, I don't see many people crafting Glory Bound, but for Rogue, it's disgusting stats. Oh, really good for a Ranger as well. I don't necessarily think a tank would rock it unless for whatever reason they were just trying to go as much attack speed as humanly possible. But I mean, depending on power scaling, it's solid. The only thing is it's a low power scaler relative to others, but like, personally, 624 fizz speed is not a negligible amount. That's probably a few percent if I had to guess. So if you're playing something that is very dependent on faster attacks, faster animations, faster everything, I don't see how it'd necessarily be a terrible thing if I'm being real. So the settlement war, I know, dude, I was stuck in fucking disgusting traffic from like New York to the north part of Connecticut. It was just like gridlocked. Oh, Hoofsy, wait, I have a funny story that you'll probably appreciate. So we saw a few crashes on the way home. Part of why it was so delayed, like it was already right around rush hour, so near the cities everything was going to be crazy anyways. But there were multiple crashes, and one of them made me laugh a lot because Hoofsy has a Tesla, and he just trusts his full self-driving all the time and talks about how the decision-making is super fast and feels smooth. Me, I drive a Honda Civic. I actually drive my car because, well, I don't have a Tesla with full self-driving. I'm too poor for that, for now. But we're driving home, and clearly a crash up in front of us. GPS told us what's up. And I see the vehicles on the side of the road. And it's an older pick-em-up truck behind a Tesla. And my immediate thought is that the Tesla was on full self-drive. and somebody slammed on their brakes. Therefore, the Tesla slammed on their brakes. Sorry, somebody slammed on the brakes. The Tesla slammed on the brakes as a result. And then the old guy that was driving the pick-em-up truck behind the Tesla didn't actually have good enough reaction time to stop because he rear-ended the Tesla. I'm pretty sure old dude actually got like stat biffed by a fucking Tesla. Valtrid, what up, my boy? Thank you for the 30-day streak. I appreciate you. So, how did the war go today, by the way, my boys? Genuine question. I saw y'all won, but how was it? Was it fun? How were the numbers on each side? AI versus human. And we're learning who wins. We cream their cannolis. Goodness, I wish I was one. Wait, what? Of those two rings, I got 8% fizz speed and 9% crit increase. That's nice. That's nice. 123 and 0. Glow, did you get more gear since I've been gone? What's your gear? Bro, at this point, I'm not even gonna craft. I'm gonna just wait for you to finish your gear and then hand it down to me. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna just wait. Glow stacked. I know, bro. I'm a wait for Glow to get all like geared out for 29, and then I'm gonna just wear the 26 shit. Glow, can I, bro? Deadass, I'm gonna reserve your shit. I went 25 and 0, but I didn't take a screenshot. Okay, 2 and 13. Right, right. Flexing for the gram. Okay, okay. I'm assuming anybody with gear was fucking decimating people. I'm assuming. You see IU absolutely clapping cheeks tonight? No, I haven't seen shit tonight, if I'm being honest. The only thing that I have seen tonight is taillights directly in front of me. I two-shot half the people I fought in our war. Oh no. Were they level 25 at least? Or like how actually bad was it? Yo, Clush, what up, dog? NYC was very fun. It was actually very, very, very fun, man. I definitely want to go back down again relatively soon. I think next is going to be a Boston trip, because Hoof said that he's never been to Boston. Carla's never really explored Boston. I fucking love Boston, and it's a way easier drive from Maine, 2.5 versus 7 hours. So, like, difference maker there, you know, heavily, right? So, I'm thinking Boston's gonna be next. Probably do a day trip down there relatively soon, TM. And then TwitchCon's in November. We trade drive times. Motherfucker, your drive is a nap. The hardest part of your drive is plugging in your car at a supercharger and then taking another nap while it charges. I don't want to talk about drive times. You could bring a hot plate and you could cook yourself food while your Tesla commuted. The hardest part of my drive is forcing myself awake. You poor kindred spirit. You poor kindred spirit. Steez, welcome back. What up, dude? Zombie, good day, brother. Good day. I see that the fort has been held down. Well, except for the crates. Okay. Okay, we'll talk about the war. But, like, what happened to the crates yesterday, dog? Because I was IRL streaming and I heard about the crates. I saw some clips. I saw some Klipinskis. We need some more defense for those crates. I wasn't there. Is Cleric a bad 1v1 class? Nah, Cleric is like... The crates weren't me. I was at work. Well, I also couldn't help because I was fucking gone. Okay, so the crates were a mess, is what I'm gathering. I was talking about it in 2 other streams. Well, yeah, I mean, because the Cats with Abs name is literally the only name that actually matters in Ashes of Creation, because every other community that actually PvPs is marred with fucking accusations at this point. I'm gonna be real, like, just ask around the comm about the PvP communities, and we're really one of the only ones that doesn't have accusations and glaring, you know, what ifs around the entire community. And it's going to remain that way, and it will always, 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 always remain that way for us. Damien, thank you for the raid, my boy. I appreciate you. Kenzie, thank you for the 8 months at T3. I appreciate y'all. Did you watch Zob's YouTube video? No, I've been driving for 7.5 hours non-stop. Dude, I'm so fucking tired. I'm doing like a short catch-up stream tonight, and then I am fucking sleeping. I'll probably watch it tomorrow because I'm gonna be honest, I have legitimately zero brain power left. Bro, we wanted to be back after a smooth drive and avoid rush hour. So I got caught. I don't even know. Chat, who's from Connecticut? Because, like, I don't know who's from Connecticut in the first place. I don't think anybody's actually from Connecticut. But also, what is in between Hartford, Connecticut and New York City that would possibly have a bottleneck of traffic? Because let me tell you, a lot of motherfuckers wanted to just stop right there. Connecticut's where you end up, no one intends to be there. Correct. So I planned around avoiding rush hour in Hartford because Hartford is a city. Pigeon, you can put him on the couch for now. There's trash in there. We tried to avoid Hartford at peak time. Peak time, Jesus fucking Christ, the gamer brain. Boys, I'm back. I'm back. You can take the man out of the chair, but you can't take the chair out of the man. So we tried to avoid peak time in Hartford because it becomes a rotating lawless area at that point in time. Lo and behold, I get caught in some, like, East bumfuck ass city. I don't even know what the fuck it was. But, like, 100,000 cars are trying to pile off of one fucking exit in the middle of Connecticut. I don't even know that they had more than one city in the fucking first place. So that was like an hour delay, bro. I swear to God. And it was a mess. It was a mess. Once we got out of Connecticut, it was unironically pretty smooth. Massachusetts didn't have any delays. My brother in Christ was called the suburbs. Why? Like, I just don't understand. It was also, I don't know why there were so many people like getting out. Hartford, Waterbury, and Danford awful. Yeah, I don't know which one of those other two I was near, but fuck that place. Like, whichever one, just tell everybody from that area I hate them. Hope you're Route 15 into 80 and 55. Oh, let me tell you what. After the delays, good day. Wait. What did I just witness? Oh. Right. Right. Okay, no, that's my bad. I didn't see you coming. That's on me. And he's from the Alliance, so I can't take his ashes, or somebody will yell at me for robbing an Alliance member. They'll throw a fit. Skin worth getting right now? It's all up to you, man, honestly. I think in terms of your $50, like, I can tell you anything you want about the game, but I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your $50. I'm not an influencer. You should not trust my opinion because I have a microphone and a camera and am dashingly handsome and well-dressed. I'm just some person, so I have my own experience in Ashes. Take anything that was on me. Okay, word. Thank you. I have my own experiences in Ashes, and that may differ from other oh, there is nothing on you. That may differ from other players who don't have a community that they play with, who don't stream and just yap to people all day and all night, right? I have a pretty unique experience in Ashes of Creation. And with Ashes being incredibly community-driven, despite having a lot of bugs, exploits, issues, dupes, a good community can insulate you from a lot of the true problems of Ashes and can bring out a lot of the good that already exists in Ashes, right? So you have a lot that still needs to come in with Ashes, and you have even more that needs to be iterated upon more that's already in Ashes. So even the systems that we have, none of them are finished. Not a single one. And at the end of the day, if you're coming in expecting everything to be finished and polished, yo, Samurai, good day, dude. If you're coming in expecting everything to be finished and polished and put together, then that's only going to lead to disappointment, in my opinion, if you are looking for, you know, a completed MMO, because Ashes is not that at this point in time. Ashes, the $50 gets you in until the game launches, no matter how long that goes. So, guess in the current state of the game, will I get $50 worth of game right now? Yes and no, depending on who you ask. Like, I know that seems like a really flip-floppy question. Leveling alone as a new player will take you over 100 hours, but leveling for some people is not the most enjoyable aspect, because right now there's not a main story quest that takes you 1 to 25. There's not a ton of continuity past level 10 outside of mob grinding or just a really slow grind where you can gather, refine, and craft your way up. Like, there are town boards, but at a lake near Winstead. Wait. I'm a-coming! I'm a-coming! I'm zooming. I'm zooming, and I have a deck on me. I have a deckaroo. Okay, so anyways, need you to deck when we call for it. I'm a-coming! Hold on, invite me. DM me on Discord who the deck's gonna be on. I got you. I got you. We also need the 5-minute spin up. Ooh, is it hit a lick time, boys? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, okay. Well, you're about to see PvP, my boy. You actually are getting a fucking dinner and a show tonight. So you'll actually get to see some fun content. But where I was at with the leveling, in terms of questing, and in terms of like a smooth first-time user experience.
Apes together. Strong.
1 minute.
Hold.
Holding. Holding. And I shit myself. Okay, so anyways, in terms of the questing experience, questing will typically take you right up around level 10-ish if you are in the Riverlands, which is the most developed of the 2 starting areas at this point in time. And the Anvils, which is our second starting area, which is newer, will take you about to like level 6. Now you'll notice I am level 25. That is the current level cap for Ashes of Creation. So basically that's a small portion of the leveling process. You can level from gathering, refining, crafting. There are 22 different trade skills, artisan skills. So all of these have different impacts. I am a gatherer when I'm not PvPing, right? My main thing is I want to PvP as much as possible, but to PvP in the most effective way, I've got to PvP like absolute mad. So that way to PvP as much as possible, I got to PvE like absolute mad. From gathering, refining, crafting, to going out to mob grind in areas that have very beneficial gear drops for me. There's a lot that needs to be done to facilitate the highest level of gearing and thus the highest level of success in PvP. So, outside of that, you've got a bunch of different player-owned towns. The map does have different points of interest, different dungeons, events, world bosses. So, a lot of different shit for you to do throughout the map. And you've got all of these player-owned towns. Player-owned towns, they start at tier 0 and they can go up to tier 4. Not every town can hit the highest tier. And once a town is tier 3 or higher, you can elect a mayor among your peers. And with that election, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. With that election, once there is a mayor, they put up these buy orders. People donate materials to the buy order completion. And then buildings can be stood up in place of those, you know, in these empty plots, based on the materials that you fundraised. So if we want to place down a smithy, we need all of these mats. Then we need crates made, and you basically set up your towns as a result of that. Those buildings give you higher access to gathering, refining, and crafting on a level past just the base level. So the entire world is socially driven. There's no instancing. There is a lot to do, but simultaneously, there's not a lot to do compared to what there will be in Ashes. So will you get $50 worth of content? Very simply put, if you make it to level 25 and you find a community, yes. Even the people that say, don't play Ashes, don't play Ashes, don't play Ashes, a lot of them are playing Ashes right now and have got far more than $50 worth of content, even if just this phase. So in my opinion, yes, you will get $50 worth of content. Keep in mind, too, the $50 gets you in until the launch of the game, and there will be many wipes along the way all of which will be in a better state than this state of ashes, right? So it just continues to get better, and you have access literally the entire time, no matter how long that does go. Then when Ashes launches, if Ashes launches, if we want to put it that way, it's no box cost, no DLC cost, and only a $15 a month sub. Your first month of sub time is included with your pack. So like for me, I just think it's a no-brainer in terms of the actual content that you get, the amount of content that you get. And the State of Ashes, even if it doesn't hit right now, you're going to have access to the state of it all the way up until launch. So that's going to be every State of Ashes. So overall, man, I would say if you're looking for something to check out that in the long term could grow to be something that you really do enjoy, it has the potential to be enjoyable for you now, then worth taking a chance. Also, boys, good morning, Johannes, Clue. Hope you guys are having absolutely beautiful days. A-Rod, buongiorno. I've returned and I'm being hit with the big questions. Just casually think you can easily get $50 worth of entertainment out of what's there? Yes. 1,000%. 1,000%. Over 50 bucks? Yep. Yep. Literally for 50 bucks. It is a deal, in my opinion. I think that it is far from the lowest value in gaming right now. It's also maybe not the highest value, depending on who you ask. For somebody that really doesn't have something else they're playing right now, why not? For somebody that is grinding something else like crazy and is enjoying it like mad, I'd probably wait. I think for a lot of people, they'll be waiting for arenas. They'll be waiting for something else along the way to come up, whether it's housing, whether it's arenas, whether it's some instance content, you know, anything. I'm sure the game's for the employed though. I think it's very important in Ashes of Creation for people to understand where they're going to fall in the scope of competition and very quickly accept that they will be in that spot. I think if you are employed, you need to understand that it's possible to keep up with people, but you have to know your targets. Ashes is a game where you can punch anybody in the face at any point in time because of these guild versus guild declaration scrolls. If you have a guild and you want to fight another guild, you drop that guild deck. They're selling in Halsey. Nar! Nar! Are they actually? That's fucking tragic. Who's selling crates in Halcyon? What in fucking tarnation? That's tragic. Also, Cole Trace, what up, dude? You want to bring you that emblem still? Yeah, I believe I still need one more emblem. If you're still down to let me bum it. I believe I still need one more. We were coming up here to hit a look on some crates, but I believe they have stored their crates successfully, which is absolutely fucking tragic. Nice shirt. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Nice cock. Appreciate you being here. First time playing Ashes and I have 400 hours played so far. Definitely worth the $50. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think that being a part of a community that you enjoy playing with brings, honestly, a high amount of repeatable content. We do a lot just within our community that most communities don't offer for their guilds. We do crate runs, we do PvE nights, we do PvP events, we do everything. You upstate? I'm in Maine now, dog. I went to New York, into the city for like an overnight, like a little one-day trip. Fucked around there for a little bit. And then evacuated the city today and drove all the way back up to the fucking north. It was beautiful. Just got the game, can't decide what to play, Ranger or Fighter. Big PvP individual looking around right now. Any tips for either or why pick that one? I would say Ranger. Fighter is very hard to find a proper use case for in a lot of high skill PvP because Fighter has to engage so heavily and so all in that it really struggles to actually get set up unless the fight is just instantaneously done, right? That's the big thing about fighter. In the event that fighter gets that perfect dice roll, right? It's like a fucking multicast on Ogre Magi and Dotatuski. If you get that big multicast and it's just bing, 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 and you hit the jackpot, then it's gonna feel great. But fighter needs so many things to bing, 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 bing before it actually hits that you're not gonna get that bing, 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 bing. It's just simply not gonna happen. So in my opinion, Ranger is like my Honda Civic. When I was in New York City, I saw my dream car. And it was not my Honda Civic. I know, crazy. It was a Lamborghini Urus. And it had this like, this gold wrap with these gold rims. Oh, dude. It was so fucking beautiful. It was worth more than my entire existence. It was so beautiful, and I just stared at it, right? And that's like the rogue gameplay. That's like the fighter gameplay. That's like the peak of like, you know, what can happen if everything aligns perfectly. The Ranger is my Civic. It's not gonna get you the craziest clip. It's not gonna have the craziest whoa value. Like, Hoofsy saw my car, and I went to stop at my car, and no part of Hoofsy was impressed by my car until he realized it was mine, and then he goes, oh, your Civic's red? Cool. Because his car is also red. So the best part about my Civic was the color of my Civic. So like, my car is rather, you know, uninspirational. It's a nice Civic, but that's also like saying I've got the best 3-inch dick in town. Like it's at the end of the day, still 3-inch dick. So it is what it is. Ranger is the 3-inch dick. Ranger is the Honda Civic. Ranger is the I will get you there and I will accomplish this that I set out to do, no matter what. You sit very far back, you drop a vines, and then you put AoE into your vines where everybody's standing still fucking hitting the robot for you while your damage goes in from max range, and then you do your fucking best to not have a tank stare directly at you, walk forward at you, grapple you, pull you back, and trip you without you doing a single thing. But if you're a Ranger and you can recognize DustyWhy is tank and DustyWhy really looks like he wants to grapple me right now, then congratulations, you can play Ranger. Probably on a high level. Probably minimum A tier, even S tier if you know how to actually do damage and find targets. Let me tell you what. And Ranger can change fights extremely quickly and extremely decisively with one big vines, just one big ability combo going out. It is unequivocally fucking wild. Fighter, if you can get the combos and engage down. Ranger for reliability. Would you say the Rogue is the same as Fighter in that sense, going all in? Rogue is the antithesis of Fighter. Fighter's a momentum class where you have to like get in, stay in, right? And Rogue is a very bursty, nimble, fast class where it wants to get in and it wants to get out with as little attention as possible on it. And if it gets attention on it, Rogue, unfortunately, I say unfortunately because I fucking hate Rogue, has too many tools in its kit to where it really just can't get punished. If I'm being completely real, it has 2 CC breaks, which is double what every other archetype has. It has the craziest movement in the game. It's got phenomenal burst. It's got AoE CC. It's got single target CC. It's got a lot. It's got a lot, man. So Rogue is really good, but the difference between a Rogue and a Fighter is that Fighter will typically play as part of a structured group, and a Fighter wants to almost like wait for the chaos. So in terms of a typical fight, what we're gonna look for is target prep for step 1 of the fight. So that's where you'll typically see me and the other tanks on the front line. We'll pick out, fuck, I popped the bruschetta for this. We'll pick out a target and we'll be like ranged attacking the target. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. We'll be ranged attacking the target and we'll be building our debuffs on the target, getting some damage out. And if they step too far forward, I'll try to get a grapple. We'll try to get picks off of that target establishment. But during that, our rangers, our mages, they're looking for big opportunities. Even our silence, our summoners now with Void, that AoE silence. So if we find any big AoE engage, say a mage sees an opportunity to jump in and freeze, or a ranger sees an opportunity to hit a vines here, once that initial thing goes out, tank doesn't want to be the first one in. Well, technically, tank doesn't want to be the first thing in. Tank wants to be the first one in, but you want your first thing in to be the actual engage ability. So vines goes out, and then as that's going out, I get intimidating aura up, which is an 8-second pulse around me that puts out stagger. Stagger makes targets less likely to avoid CCs, and then also some abilities combo off of stagger. So I pop that, and then I charge in, and as I charge in, I try to get very central into their clump, so all of that damage is going out. And as that damage is all going out, I try to trip. I have very little AoE damage, but I do have frontal cone trips that I can use. And once people are tripped, it's a hard CC, so they keep taking more and more and more damage from everybody else. So as I jump in, that's where a fighter is going to want to jump in directly after. So like, fighter wants to wait for the attention to be on somebody else, and then it wants to jump in, and then it wants to just stay in unnoticed. Rogue doesn't really care that much because of how much CC break it has and how much movement it has, whether it forces a fight or not. And Rogue will, instead of jumping into the clump, stay very heavily on the perimeter of the fight. And because of their positioning, they'll typically tend to isolate one target. Like a cleric, the healer class, for example, they'll isolate a cleric because that's the main healer and the only thing in the game that can res. They jump the cleric with multiple rogues, and then they just burst them, and then they get the fuck back out after. And they reset off of that quick burst. Also, Fupo, hello, my friend. Thought it would be a dustless day? Oh, no. Oh, no. I am here. I'm always here. The dust will be going everywhere. The dust traveled from New York all the way up to Maine today. They tried to stop me in traffic. They tried to send the cars at me. They tried to crash into my car, and I didn't let them because I'm too good of a driver. But Fupo, let me tell you, I and my pigeons made it back nice and safe and sound. This boy is thick. Actually built like my pigeons outside. Fupo, you cannot eat the burb. But we made it back, and everything is absolutely perfect, my lads. We are blessed up. What do you mean, pigeons? Okay, so my pigeon lore is that I feed pigeons every single day outside of my place. I basically have an army of birds, and before I left, it had grown to pigeons, seagulls, crows, and one asshole hawk that keeps trying to murder my pigeons that I have to throw fucking birdseed at anytime it tries to dive bomb another bird. The hawk's a fucking piece of shit. So, anyways, I feed birds every single morning, dog. And I go down to New York City, and I'm like, I'm seeing all the pigeons and stuff, and I'm like, I could start a fucking army down here. Because my pigeons at home are like trained at this point. I go outside and they know it's me. They all come right up to me. They'll even like, if I put my arm out, they hop up on my arm and I like hand feed them. Bro, it's fucking beautiful. I genuinely, I'm like a druid class IRL. I swear to God, if anything ever happened, if someone tried to break into my house or some bullshit, I'd hit the secret, and then they would just swoop down and just fucking dive bomb and shit. I had 25 chickens. Yeah, my mom has chickens and shit. Like, I grew up with animals my entire life, and I can't have, like... Technically, that would be an Air Force. Nice. Nice. That would technically be an Air Force. Yes, I do have air superiority. So what would I need for the army? Bro, I got like the fighter jets. Holy shit. Wait, everybody feels like they're tough until pixels start missing from the sky or some bullshit. I swear to God, they attacked me this one time. No, I'm saying, bro, they're defensive. Because they know if I get taken out, they don't get fed. Pigeon tanks? I feel like the pigeons are like the kamikazes of the modern day. Actually, that's the hawks, bro. The Hawks will fucking dive bomb shit. Hawks are assholes. Everyone's afraid of pigeon shit from the sky? Yes, first we black out the sky and then we rain artillery on their heads. I feel like it's the America strategy, except more economically sustainable. Way less expensive to just have a shitload of pigeons and like stealth bombers and shit. And then also the munitions are powered by corn and birdseed, but probably mostly the corn. The corn's like half the size of them and they got a lot of that shit. Like a colony of army ants and throw them on the intruders. No, that's not fun. That's not fun. Maybe I'll spend some time in the woods and then train a bear or something. So I could actually be like a druid. I think that might be the play. Cause if I have one bear, then someone will try to outrun the bear. And even if they do, then I'll have the pigeons to bail myself out so I never have to worry about losing anything. I got the ground superiority. No one's gonna fight a fucking bear successfully. I got air superiority. Now I need the water. We'll start working on it. I don't have much water here, but Beastmaster Dusty? Yes. Bro, I'm gonna have to micro all my fucking pets soon. Yo, Nudist, what up, dog? How are you? Train dolphins? Dolphins are fucking savages. Dolphins are actually insane. Bear equal druid, birds equal Disney princess. Counter. Druid in Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction summoned ravens as its baseline. Case point, DustyWhy. Many druids canonically do summon birds of some sort. I have crows, seagulls, and pigeons.
Together, strong.
Nudist, thank you, Prime Dog. I appreciate you. Much love. Ravens were actually goated. Raven build was unironically the easiest, cushiest druid leveling in human history. It was so fucking easy. Now, Fisher leveling was more fun, but I was also a summon necro main. And let me tell you, that shit was joyous. We also have an eagle next door. Yes. Yes, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely wonderful out here. But making jokes about our Canada enforcers should be moose, beaver, and Canada geese. Canada geese are the most hateful creatures on earth. I think I saw geese the other day. Because, like, birds be starting to migrate back up this way because it's warm as shit again. Not like warm as shit, it's in the 40s. But I saw geese flying the other day. And, like, they don't fly very high. And they're also not very stealthy at all, bro. It's just this long-ass neck and then this big-ass body. It doesn't look like it should fucking fly. Just a burp, Fupo. No eating the burps. No eating the burps. You can eat the Canada Goose jackets that people pay too much money for. Because paying money just so you can have a cooler name on your outfit is not worth it, chat. Always remember that. I don't have any hints. What armor set should a level 21 fighter be going for? I have some gold saved up from weapon crafting, but have 0 clue on armor. Grinded 90% of my levels with gathering and crafting. My recommendation for a fighter would be to look at whatever armor set a ranger is using, and then re-roll a ranger, and then equip whatever armor set the ranger was using. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, fighter's doable. Right now, you'll probably want to go Rosarium on a baseline. Actually, the fighter may want to go Briar, depending on how much damage you're looking for. I think Briarhold is the worst set, but I'm gonna be real. Briarhold is also way easier to get because you need slate armor molds instead of the otters. So, I mean, Briarhold will be a good item level 26 armor set to get you squared away initially. And then from there, item level 29, it breaks into a lot more options. A lot of people will immediately just say Akadira Valerion. Akadira Valerion is kind of atrociously bad. I know I said it publicly. It's bad compared to other set options. The reason Akadira Valerion was used so heavily last phase was because it was bugged and it was craftable early. It was an item level 29 that was craftable at regular item level 23 tables. And once people actively had the materials, they were able to craft it. So, yo, Goozy, thank you for following. Much love, dude. I appreciate you. So, like, Akadira is a popular choice for some, but I personally would not craft Akadira. I don't think it's worth. What do you buy? Wait a minute. You're buying Void Picks. Easy. No, Akadira Slender. Does my finesse I level 29? My question, Glow. Why wouldn't you just do this instead? Why wouldn't you just go medium finesse and then go Torrent Scout? So, Torrent Scout chest, Fizz power accuracy, Fizz crit defense. And then you have Fizz crit chance to stable power on the shoulders. Yo, Jazz! Good day. Good day, my friend. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good stream, my dude. Not as much dex, though, to skill finesse. What do you mean by that? Like in the set bonuses? Armor smithing, Akadira. It's the same set bonuses. What else would you be missing? Because it's secondary dex roll, and then base dex, base dex, base dex. And then if you go Tauren, you'll still have... Oh, is it more? No. You have base dex, base dex, base dex. It was just laid out differently. So yeah, you still have the base dex pieces. And then on the pants, you have disable power, fizz speed. The gloves are max health, fizz crit power, fizz accuracy. Bracers are fizz power, accuracy, evasion. Kind of fucks. But you're not wrong. I just don't like heavy that much. I'll be real. I don't like heavy much at all. But I think this is better than Akadira if you're anything other than someone that would look for a finesse bonus. I think Forge Guard is probably the heavy armor set of choice if you are going to make one. I probably will not. Yeah. I don't want to say I probably will not. I will make Forge Guard at some point. Someone did a heroic test on Resina like a week ago. Oh, yeah. I mean, people were duping shit like crazy. Yeah, did you not? Ooh, Epic Sandstone. Did you not hear about the dupes? Because, let me tell you, it wasn't just chests. It was mounts, and it was mats, and it was consumables, and it was everything. Not dupe. Heroic Forge Guard drop. Oh, God, how tired am I, and how jaded am I that I just saw duped instead of dropped? Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Wait, so, like, which one, though? Because there's the Forge Guard Cuirass, which is the actual Forge Guard chest. Then there's Forge Guard's Deflector, which is the fake Forge Guard chest. And I was talking about Forge Guard set previously, and Zombie linked me this one. The first one? Oh, really now? Just all power. Well, the high power roll is Forge Guard's Deflector. This one? Because that one is Forge Guard's Deflector. The heavy roll is Fizz power on this one. So if it's like normal power, that's Forge Guard's Deflector. And then Forge Guard's Cuirass is 267 disable power, 178 power. Yeah. Was it the double power one? Because the primary roll on that one's the Fizz power, and then it's small secondary power roll. I just never trust that it's the right one. Double power? Oh, that's... the fuck? Like, where in Forge did they get that to drop? Hey, peep, Glassville Greysword? Oh, yeah. Glassville Greysword's fucking disgusting. It's the best Greysword in the entire game. Yeah, it's fucking unreal. It is, in my opinion, unequivocally the best Greysword in the game. Max HP, additional power roll. It's got Priority's Armor that drops some mining gear. But why would he drop a trash set? Because that's for Forge Guard's Deflector. Forge Guard Lassix, right? Because that's for the Debate one. Wait, what are the odds that the loot tables are fucked up? Because, like, Forge Guard's Deflector. Dropped by, oh, Forge Right. Sorry, not Lasix. Sorry, Forge Right. Forge Right, possible drops. Is it that one or is it Lasix? Which one's Lasix? Forge Guard Lasix. Possible drops. He drops the Rebels Reward Bracers. Weird. Weird. Any 3-star in range has a crazy low chance of dropping 29 gear. That is low as shit. Yeah, we have definitely felt that low chance. We got a heroic blood hoopering in my guild with this boss. Yeah, we got a heroic mage offhand. Glow farmed it up solo as well. I feel like the heroic boss drops have been from solo farms primarily. Yo, B, second file, appreciate you. I feel like soloing has been very popular for that. What's the best main hand slash shield setup? For tank? Personally, if I could pick any weapon in the game, just ever, I would use a Storm Current one-handed axe, max health, disable power, disable accuracy, because we just set up a bunch of kills. I would use a Dreadwake shield, max mana, max health, health regen. But I mean, before that's ready, right now, if you're looking for something to craft, you could always go a Glory Bound axe. Glory Bound anything, really, is going to be a solid option for you. I would just highly recommend anything with max HP. Glory Bound's going to be item level 26, so craftable now and way cheaper. Birdie, good day. Night Reaver GS? Not for tanks. Not for tanks. I used a Night Reaver last phase. It's a debate. I would not recommend a Night Reaver for anything that is frontline, if I'm being honest. Night Reaver is all offensive, no defensive stats. And any slot on a tank that doesn't have some form of defensive or utility on it is kind of like wasted. Just Rangers then. Maybe Rogues as well. Because like Rogues don't necessarily frontline a lot. So like Rogues could get away with doing like a Night Reaver Greatsword. And then they could also go into Carpentry and they could do a Night Reaver Longbow. If they're just farming those anyways. Because Night Reaver Longbow's really solid. A lot of max HP. Like Resident Sleeper of the Year. Birdie, what you getting up to today? My enemy. Fupo's just jealous. Fupo's jealous because I got a new bird and he can't eat this bird. He can't do a single thing to stop this bird from continuing to grow. Dude, I'm so fucking tired. I had a 7+ hour drive home and it kicked my ass. Victor, thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate you, dog. Night Reaver Bow might be a cool side project. I mean, it's 26. So, I don't think this HP meta kind of lame. I have bad news. Every PvP meta is HP meta. Terrible, terrible news. Because the only skill-based PvP is one where there's enough health to actually live through stuff. And the only way to have enough health to live through stuff with no diminishing returns whatsoever on power is to stack up so much HP and mitigation that you physically don't die, which still isn't achievable with how much power is, you know, acquirable at this, excuse me, at this point in time. HP is always, 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 in my opinion, as a frontline player and as a melee player, the #1 scaling attribute in the entire game in PvP. In any game, really, simply because of the fact that you can't do damage if you're dead. And HP stops you from getting deaded. So, I don't necessarily think there's ever a way where we won't see an HP meta, especially, I think I lost this. Especially on something like a tank, where there is going to always be damage coming in. We have to be able to stand in the front line. We have to be able to take those hits. We have to be able to trade. And if we can't, then we're just gonna get pushed out, right? If we're too weak and we don't have the frontline ability, then I'm gonna get grappled in, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get pushed off. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's also the type of archetype that you play. If you're playing a ranger, you'll play a lot differently and build a lot differently than I, as a tank, will. And you may go less HP because you can play a bit more safe in your angles. And you may go more power, more attack speed, whatever you need to actually facilitate more kills over there. How do you store crates? You just interact with the caravansary or the storage person, and then you just drag them in from there. Petition to add, right click. Still go HP because I like to throw myself forward to get big vines. Yeah, I mean, I think you can't ignore HP in any capacity. And I don't really know a single PvP game where you can. There are always glass cannon classes. There are always glass cannon metas. There are always, you know, instances that pop up where there will be glass cannons. Is this just a bot running this over and over and over again? Because it literally looks like it's just running back and forth and then stopping to try to interact with a gatherable. And if it can't, then it just moves on. Yes, tag him. Does it hit back? Tag him and he'll attack. Word. I think I scared him. I don't think that one hit back. Wait, when I hit it, did it just run to town? Nah, that's surely a player. He targeted you? It should be auto-target on damage taken. Like, if something hits me, I target it. That's not a bot. They're learning to change their settings? Nah, so like, if Cyborg hit me right now, then I would target Cyborg as a result of that. Hand farm, sirs. The finest, sirs. Organic free-range hand farm, sirs, at your disposal, boys. Here's a smart bot. He's one of those evolved AI-powered bots. That's fucking Tesla Optimus getting run in Game Boys. That's crazy. The early iterations of that. Not all they can change it. I had a guy come to a bot and change it. Interesting. Alright. Alright. Well, I guess I just gotta keep tagging people. Nobody gets to live out here for free, boys. A lot are set up to defend themselves, but with all the PvP boxes unchecked, though we've been farming them for 4 days now and they're learning. How much have you been making off of that? What's max level after 25 at full release? Full release will be 50 as of right now. Just keep in mind, scope can change at any point in between now and then. There's not necessarily a guarantee that it will be 50 in the long term. We hope that it stays true, so that way scope doesn't change and things don't get all fucked up. But as of right now, 50. 25 is the current max level. And 26 to 50, we're going to look at secondary archetypes. We're going to look at more augments to our abilities very heavily. That seemingly is when there's going to be a lot of the player agency and the true, like, agency and ownership of your character. Go to Resna. Nobody wants to go over to Resna. Resna doesn't even want to be on Resna. The only people that want to be on Resna are Resna propagandists that are lonely over there. Botting an alpha is pretty funny. Wait until you learn that people make tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars botting an alpha and RMTing. God, isn't that fucking hilarious? Oh god, it's just, it's splitting my fucking sides. It's an absolute knee slapper. Absolute, just slap my knee, bend over laughing. Yep. When I learn about those people, ooh, epic sandstone. When I learn about those people making thousands of dollars a week simply from duping or botting and RMTing those duped, botted goods, golly, really makes me smile and laugh. Just giggle a little bit. Do you use Tremoring Bellow or Strike and why? I use Strike. Strike is a trip. Very simply put. Tremoring Bellow is an AoE that provides a snare, which, like, If you are in mass scale, then you could go bellow if you really wanted to. And you could do like tremoring bellow, and then instead of pulverize, you could go desolate. And then you would go in and your combo would be pop into him, charge in, tremoring when you're in, pulverize, and then slams and shit. And that would be a little bit more workable from an AoE damage standpoint, but like that's still a 12-second 150, a 15-second 150. It's not worth it. And it's kind of like, I don't know, being 7'5" in basketball and just being like, no, I'm a spot up 3-point shooter. Like, no, you get in the fucking paint and you play big man ball. So as tanks, we get in the paint and we play big man ball. Tanks are not going to be your top fraggers. Tanks are not going to be dropping 70 kill masterpieces every single time. Tanks are going to facilitate a lot of kills for other people. And as a result, good tanks should focus on getting trips off, getting CCs out when they need to interrupt shit, and working on like the ebb and the flow of the fight as a whole. For us, doing damage is secondary in terms of the damage output. I'm auto-attacking people all the time to build my class resource and also to make sure I'm putting out status effects on people that I'm targeting because of my weapon combos. So those are my two goals. Any damage numbers that go out, that's just complimentary, right? My biggest thing is be alive and be putting out status effects, get a grapple, go in and initiate properly, find a cleric that's casting and make their life absolute hell. That's my whole goal. And I feel like some people lose sight of that. And they see mages and rangers and fighters doing big damage numbers, and they're like, I need to do big AoE damage. That's not our role. And Ashes, it's very important to know your role. That's a big thing. Rest is fine. People just need to learn to be good at their class. Been fighting down an average of 50 power down. I can still get kills, but Bard's Bard. Yeah, Bard is definitely Bard right now. I also feel like at a certain point, power only matters so much. I don't know like what you're sitting at for power, but I sit at 307 before buffs. And I feel absolutely no urgency to craft a glory-bound weapon, let alone a two-hander. Because the number of people that I just catch and then 100 to 0 in a combo right now is kind of fucking disgusting. A question about crafting. Is it worth to spend blue plus resources on 10 to 20 range gear or save it all for 20 plus gear? I would save it for 20 plus gear, personally. 10 to 20 may seem important in the short term, but that 20 plus is going to last you a lot more total play time than that 10 to 20 will. Getting glory bound, laurel bound mace made tomorrow. Ooh, what rarity you rocking? That's a really nice one for casters, I will say. That's phenomenally well rolled. Phenomenally well rolled. 29's up for weapons now anyways. Right, but how long will it be until we can actually craft 29 weapons? Because, yes, you can craft 29 weapons, but, like, excuse me, how much is still needed for us to craft 29s, you know? I wasn't sure if you just start getting more high-quality resources. Haha, what if I told you you got fucking less because the game hates us all? It's glorious. City's moving way faster than players right now. Oh god, yeah, city progression. Hear me out. I've said since the first couple days of the server that settlement progression was going too fast. I know I may have sounded like a curmudgeon, but I truly stand on that business that settlements were moving way too fast. When everything went up, and I was immediately just like, oh no. Oh no. Rare heroic, 26 is a nice middle spot. Yeah, same thing with like armor. I think a blue Rosarium guard piece is going to last a while. Is it too fast considering you can destroy them? Yes, because this makes them very discardable once sieges do come up. I think that sieges should be a cognitive decision of this is an important infrastructural loss if this siege does go through on a developed settlement, where you have to weigh the risk versus the reward and the benefit versus the detriment of actively sieging that server. So, thank God my server we have sweats with head and they're waiting benches to make server all at the same level. Why would they wait on benches? That doesn't really make any sense either. Because your server's never going to all be on the same level. That just sounds like Cope saying that your server can't put up benches fast enough. So every server should put up benches as fast as they physically can, because it progresses the game and allows you to get the best stuff faster. So the sweats would want the 29 stuff because they've already got the fish and the wood and the metals and everything else that they need. Not getting tables up fast would kind of be like antithetical to that, no? At least I think. Being up 29 one-hand isn't the worst. It's still pretty bad though. But yeah, one-handers are substantially better. Part of the reason why I enjoy them so much, if I'm being honest, one-handers are actually somewhat feasibly achievable. Not easily, but feasibly. Wasn't there a bug where everyone got to level 4 settlements the first day or two? The bug was not that the settlements reached tier 4 quickly. The bug was that more settlements than intended reached tier 4. Excuse me. So, in terms of that, settlement progression was just fast. You had a shitload of players that were just everywhere in the world doing a whole lot of things all the fucking time. Hiya. Hiya. I don't think that one's a bot. I think it might just be harassing someone. Manny, good day, my boy. For shield VIP points, it was like 130k for the longest time, betting on your wars and losing. Were you betting against me or on me? That is the ultimate question. Excuse me? No. No. No taking my shit, please, my good man. Why is it moving like that? Because that's cooked. Hit them so they run home again. I did, but they just ignored me. And now it's hitting mine. That's definitely a bot. I've been hitting this for like 10 seconds already. And then it comes over and starts to hit it. What the fuck? Nah, that's so weird. So it just zigzags until it finds a gatherable node. And then it interacts with it. That's so fucking weird. So now I need to go up here to stop it from finding this one. But it ran by this one. Nah, that's definitely a bot though. It runs forward and then it kind of like scans. It knows the location of each node. I can promise you it does not know the location of each node. Because that shit has missed most of the node spawns. Like, it'll run here. It just ran by this node that was actually there. Like, that bot fucking sucks. If that knows the location of each node, then I know fucking rocket science, and I'm just choosing to not put a man on the moon right now. Like, I could be a fucking SpaceX competitor if that thing knows the location of nodes. Trying to take somebody else's node to flag for PvP. I personally think that if you get hit while gathering, it should interrupt your gathering. I know that's a crazy take to some. I feel like friction during gathering is just as important as friction during every other spot of progression in the game. And a while back, hi Rhyme. Good day. Good morning. A while back, you were able to actively CC somebody that was trying to, you know, gather, like non-combatants were CCable. Oh, thank you. We have crates here. But they made it so you could no longer CC non-combatants a while back, a couple phases ago. And that was intended to stop people from griefing groups. Rogues would sit in stealth and then they would diddy dart healers. And then the healers would just have no other choice but to sit there and fucking die because diddy dart is a stupid ability. And that CC change came in. Primarily looking to curb the effects of that griefing. But it led to a whole nother form of griefing. Where now fucking Timmy Two Thumbs is able to just sit and contest any gatherable he fucking wants with diplomatic immunity. Why? I don't fucking know. But my choices are either corrupt on a motherfucker and risk pieces of my level 20 gear, or let him secure the rocks. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna corrupt on a motherfucker over 5 rocks, but I would absolutely flag up and trip somebody over it. So listener of tanks pulling AFK fishers underwater to kill them. I don't see the problem in that. Like, I really don't see an issue with me as a tank maybe being able to grapple somebody underwater to their death. Like, I just fundamentally... I don't understand it. Hit the rocks faster. The last time I started hitting the rocks, you guys told me I had a problem and I needed to stop. If you get corrupted, can you take your gear off and not lose it? You cannot. However, what you can do is if I corrupt, I can always have a friend come over and they can kill me or be near me. And then they can grab my shit, kill me, grab it. If I do die near them. If I don't die near them, then I'm kind of fucked. But ideally, if I did corrupt, I would have somebody ready to come over and bail me out. Whether that's through killing me, whatever it may be. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn. Everybody crafting shit now. In arcades, you can kidnap people with mounts and vehicles and take them to mobs or take them to a zone and murder them, so it could be worse. Shit, what if I told you people do that IRL? Could be even worse than it happening in arcades. Yeah, somebody could literally break into your house right now. Like, I'll be honest, 6 well-trained assailants with fully automatic weaponry break into your house right now. What you doing, chat? Because I'm gonna be real, all of us probably losing that shit. I don't think a single one of us is built for that. Could be worse. But yeah, corruption's a bitch. Same, yo, happy birthday, what up, dog? How are you? I say GG caught. Dubby, I don't know, dog, I don't know. 6 men is a lot to take. Even if you're well-trained. Even if you're well-trained. 6 men is a lot. Like, that's pretty bad numbers. You would essentially have to have your house booby-trapped. You'd have to do some Home Alone shit. How to change group blue rules and ashes? Click on the gear in your group manager. I don't know what the default bind is. Mine is Shift U. That is not the default. And then click on the gear. It'll show you that. 6 people with what training? And is it inside my own home? 6 people. Like Delta Force level assailants. Like, you've pissed off the Delta Force, and now you have 6 of them coming at you. You hold a specific spot I have picked out with my AR, but I'm an army vet. Could I just wallbang your shit? Like, that's always the thing. I know that in movies, everybody just hides behind, like, an American fucking drywall sheet, and that somehow stops 50 caliber bullets. But realistically, if I knew you were in a room, and my operation was to, you know, eliminate the target, and I had 6 people in fully automatic weapons, what's stopping me from just, like, crouching down? Like, I just size you up, right? And I'm like, okay, target is 6'2". If he's crouched down, he'll be approximately here. Like, wouldn't that just be valid as fuck? Because, like, there's no shortage on ammo. At least I feel like. I feel like you ain't even got to clear the room. You could just fucking spray the room out. Delta Force wouldn't even need to enter the house. Okay, well, obviously it can't just be 6 people dropping a fucking bomb. Just throw a grenade? That is true, yes. You could also just Kobe that shit. Yes. Also, Fast Money, what up, dog? Coach Trip, thank you for the follow. What's up? Why are we hitting sandstone? Because crack cocaine is unacceptable. It's a better sandstone. Or better stone in general. How long does it take for corruption to fade off? Forever. It does not fade off. You either have to farm up a shitload of mobs, or you have to die. as of right now. Yo, Fast Money, thank you for the follow as well. Questing does tend to fall off depending on where you start, around level 6 or level 10, realistically. Level 6-ish in the Anvils, level 10-ish or in the Riverlands, like best case scenario. So overall, bye-bye. I would say once you get around that level, you can go into any of the towns if you are looking for some shit to do that are tier 3 or higher. So like village or town tier. And in those towns, up at the town hall, you'll find a commission board that has kill quests. And then in the marketplace, you'll find a commission board that has gathering quests. So I'd personally say check out those if you're looking for something to do. Those are typically repeatable quests that should be present in all of the towns if the mayors are doing their jobs. Are the mayors actively doing their jobs? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But most settlements will definitely have comms. Because Fizz Armor is king right now, that means mining and hunting is more lucrative than herbalism. Not really, because a lot of casters and DPS are less worried about the type of armor weight and more the stats on armor. So like, Fizz Armor is great because there are a lot of Fizz damage dealers right now that are scaling very high. And there are fewer people that are playing mages, and Summoner is not doing a ton of damage. So, a lot of your damage is Fizz, right? I'll buy all the blue and heroic zinc off you. Lick my actual cock, I still don't have Rosarium Guard gear. You get me 5 pieces of Rosarium Guard gear, and I will give you all of my blue and heroic zinc, and my epic, and my legendary. Actually, no, I won't. I won't do that. But give me 5 pieces of Rosarium Guard, and then we'll talk. That's the big thing. But yeah, in terms of Fizz Armor, in terms of, you know, magic armor mitigation, something like a tank that's going to be directly on the front line is going to be a lot more impacted by that. Other archetypes may care about it still, but it's not going to be nearly as heavily. Whereas, if I'm a ranger, for example, if I am a bard, I'm going to be way more worried about my actual attributes from my set than I will be the armor weight type. Because that's just going to be mitigation. It's genuinely not that crazy. Do you know off the top of your head what a heroic wolf carcass to go for? It depends on the server. Depends on the server. Depends on which town you're in on that server. That's kind of the good and bad thing about Ashes of Creation. There is always an independent market somewhere that's going to be an exception to the rule. You just have to find it. So we can have neutral armor with both Fizz and magic defense. You can, so that's going to be medium. Only problem with medium is that it is expensive as fuck to make, because for medium, you need to hunt animals out in the world, and then you need to give those carcasses from the animals to a tanner. They have to tan them, and then you need a leather worker. So same process as any other gather, refine, craft process in Ashes. Only problem is huntables are the fewest and furthest between out of all of the gatherables. They have the most competition around them. And it is incredibly hard to lock down any portion of what you actually need to accomplish your medium crafting. It is really fucking hard. So, in terms of a value stance, medium performs better in 10 out of 10 case studies. Medium is also ungodly expensive comparatively to heavy. And like, light, still expensive, herbalism, some skins. But I mean, herbs are even going to be more acquirable than skins. So overall, my biggest thing is just, unless you have unlimited funds, medium might not be the acquirable choice for many people. I'd love to have a Blood Runner 5-piece, which is medium fortitude. It makes me nice and tanky, gives me great stats as well. But that is so fucking expensive, and that is so much work to even attempt to save up for in the long term, that it's like a pipe dream for a server after this server, maybe, if I started today on it. It's rough to try to accomplish that shit. So right now you just have a lot of heavy sets being crafted. Again, you have a lot of fizz damage dealers this phase that are actually impactful, and you've got a lot of rocks to hit, which is the biggest part of it. A lot of zinc, a lot of copper being used as a high quantity material. So as of right now, I just need common zinc, and then I need common otters, and then I have my Rosarium guard set. I already have my my Ruvidium. I already have my emblems. So now I just need the rest of my zinc and shit. The otters, get those whenever. We have so many people in guild that just gather like crazy. I'm sure I can find a plug there. And then I process it all, pay the exorbitant amount of money to craft, and then I got my blue Rosarium guard, and I don't have to worry about shit for a good amount of time after that. So, rogues are super tuned. Rogues hit really hard, but also I think power is just overtuned right now. I know that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think power is overtuned. I think because power can scale so high, fighters and rogues are able to jump in and they will immediately decimate people that they jump in on. A fighter will decimate a clump if they have gear whatsoever. Rangers will throw a wombo combo into a clump. It will pick up 6 kills off of 2 ability casts. Just not even isolating low targets. It is impressive how quick people are dying. When a power can scale so high and can scale with Manticore Fizz, there's no diminishing return. It's disgusting. Yes, we do, and it's pretty fun. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm up there doing ticks of like fucking 45 with my Intim aura, getting staggers out for you goobers. But yes, DPS right now, as a whole, is performing incredibly high. I mean, even Zop had like fucking 28 kills as a mage this settlement war. So, DPS with gear is capable of fucking thuming right now. Don't let anyone tell you that it's not. 2,800 plus back shots are wild. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's gone from I have these ebby and flowy fights against Rogue in 1v1s where both of us are getting our combos off and we're chasing each other around and trying to tempo, to whenever I fight a Rogue, they either one-shot the shit out of me or I trip them and get lucky enough to blast them. What's else magic power right now? I believe he hit 400 the other day. It was more fun before it did 100%. I'm sure they'll find the balance at some point in time. And community feedback is what will continue to drive that balance. But how much power do these guys have? I don't hit near that hard. A lot of our higher power people are like 350 to 400 plus at this point. I am a tanky tank. Like, I'm meant to be a beefcake frontliney. I use a sword and board. I have no Rosarium guard crafted yet. That'll be taken care of soon. And again, no two-hander. And I sit with 0, damage buffs up at 307. And again, I'm our frontline. So, DPS that are double two-hander, that are just pumping. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be hitting 350 with just a bow. Yeah, exactly. If I had a 23 two-hander, and then my Rosarium guard stuff, I would be sitting well over 350, and I would be sitting close to 10k without buffs. In terms of my HP, I would buff up and I'd be above 12.5k. I'd be pumping. Physical against cloth wearers right now is insane. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, phys against heavy wearers right now is insane. Because a little crit power scaling the backstabs up that high then? What if I told you that it's just everything in general? Like, everything hits hard. It's not even just backstabs. Rangers are hitting hard. Fighters are hitting hard. Mages are hitting hard. Tanks are hitting hard, dog. Like, tank hits hard. everything hits hard because there is no diminishing return on power. So it doesn't matter if you deliberately scale up this, or anything in between. This doesn't get a point where it slows down. It is a linear boo at the same ratio the entire time. From 1 to 1,000,000. No diminishing return band whatsoever. You always get 1 to 1. It's unreal. So, once you factor in, I get as much power as I can, then secondary and tertiary are your crits and your fizz speeds. That's when the damage gets disgusting. So, like, yes, the crit is a huge part of it, but that base power, even if you're not critting, like 3k plus snipe crits, but you're still without a crit, 1500 to 2k without a crit, and builds are scaling 50% crit chance once they're geared. Again, I'm a tank with no emphasis on crit whatsoever, and I'm 32.3% crit chance. It's fucking wild. Did it end up being true you get more medals if you end up going in sets of 5? I haven't noticed it personally. I've always had really good luck with just sending all of my gambas at the same time, but I'm also not a giant pussy. So, I mean, your mileage may vary. But if you want to do them in sets of 5, you can. Now, I will say, the tech that they don't want you to know about gambas is that you can mix your rarity inputs with gambas. And it will give you all of the individual outputs as intended. So, if you have some blue and some heroic, you can bump them in together and you will get blue outputs and you will get heroic outputs. No, it doesn't? Yes, it does. I tested it today, it's a lie. I tested it literally 2 days ago before I left on stream in my VOD and got the proper outputs. So unless they changed it yesterday with the patch when I was gone, then I have a VOD of it. Yes. And I got procs. It does not, it'll mix. No, I promise you. Just proc a rare? No. I had 2 different rarities and I got 2 different output procs. The actual output procs were different rarities. It worked as intended with different rarities and I showed it on stream. I don't know what to tell you, but I physically did it on stream and chat saw it and we commented on it. What I gotta do? 250 a mix, all 250 a rare came out. When was this? Because you can go back in my VOD when I did it, and you can find it, and it came out proper. I didn't do a 250, I did a much smaller number. But literally before I left, either the day before I left, or the day before that. So, 3 days ago or 4 days ago. I can swear on this entire channel that it came out with the mixed rarities. Rage bait? I don't know. I can vouch that it's working properly, and I have the VOD to prove it. I put an uncommon, heroic, rare, and an epic together and got all uncommon out. I will find it in my VOD for you, because I have the actual video where I got the different outputs and had to put them individually, like, in my bags to my storage as different outputs. Searching your VOD's gonna be tough. I haven't streamed that much this week. I basically had 2 dead days. Yesterday was a short stream. Today's gonna be a short stream. I saw it and that's why I tried it. So why did mine work and yours didn't? Well, now I'm even more confused. Because I was quite certain that you were here. You up-procs probably? I didn't have qual. I don't have gear. I didn't have any, like, qual rating stuff on. So, I mean, maybe with base qual? Don't need it. It wasn't just a one-off, though. It's a luck factor. I don't know. I've gambled a lot. And I have never seen this mysterious up-proc other than my mixed rarity gamba. That also gave me more than one output. Gotten rando upgrades when gamba. Weird. Was this before or after bonuses got turned off? This was before bonuses were turned off, not in Jova though. So I didn't have the stacking bonuses. because I wouldn't have had global bonuses and Miraleth didn't have any qual bonuses. Logged today, first two things I gathered were Willows, both heroic and 6 sec. There's a weird luck proc. That would be not your qual. That would be the other one. That would be your spoils for 6. Whoops, why do I hit the I instead of the X? Please move that. I hate that location. Ah, that kills me every time. It's all fucky. See, that's the first thing I can agree on. Like, you know it's fucky when lag is literally like, no, I know yours did that, and then the other one's fucked up. Everything we know is a lie. Because let me tell you, the amount of go fuck yourself that would have to occur for me to gamba straight rarities this entire phase on stream and not get a single rarity up, and then the first gamba that I do a mixed input, I get a rarity up to match the mixed input, and multiple rarity ups would be such a low chance. Just for perspective. Your VODs aren't on YouTube? Yeah, they are. Yeah, they all cross-post over there. They're under my... I don't know what tab they are, but they're all over there. You can enchant pickaxes. You can enchant everything. Just depends on the tier of scroll that you were using, but like pickaxes, initiate, shirts, pants, all that stuff. Last one on DustyWhy is a month ago with Steven interview. No, it should be just different part of the channel. Hold on. Hold on. Your channel, and then go to live, and then it's all the live VODs. Yeah, then it's all those bad boys. Yeah, you just gotta go to that. I'm just gonna listen to eat popcorn. It's entertaining. Fubo, I don't think anything actually works. I have no fucking idea. I drove 7 hours today, and I just wanted to come on and say hi to my friends and talk about my trip and all the food I had. I'm tired as shit. And I'm out here having to solve fucking like world hunger and shit. It's all bad. It's all bad. Everything's falling apart at the seams, Fupo. It's all a lie. The entire establishment's crumbling before us on this very day. No, Fupo's eating the rest of my brain cells. It's absolutely fucking cooked out here, boys. We've got no options left. Okay, I need to go store stuff. Because I'm not gonna sit out here much longer. I'm losing my fucking marbles. And chat, I'm gonna be real. I didn't even think I was gonna make it 2 hours today. My plan was to come on and say hello and then like immediately crash and go to bed. But I wanted to stay in. Yeah, Victor, thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate you. Is somebody really hungry then? I have a lot of people's gear that you can eat. Not mine. Not mine. Drove 19 hours one day for my last job, single day. I mean, if I just had to drive for the entire day, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't fucking care. Driving is relaxing and easy. But I hit mad traffic after going, like, basically the 24-hour ballpark. I'd say it was like a 36-hour ballpark. Because we left at 5 a.m. yesterday and got back today at 9:30. So 28 and a half hours, basically. Drive to New York, 6-hour drive down, get there, hotel fucking doesn't give us our room early because we got there early, so we have to wait for our room. Hoofsy stream snipes us, takes our room, gets the first room available. So then we go out, we do our food, we do New York stuff, go back, get our hotel room, Carla and I. We go back out for the rest of the New York stuff for the first night. Bro, let me tell you as well, fuck trying to sleep in New York City. I am very sensitive to sounds when I sleep. The amount of bullshit that it was that I could hear subways going underneath the city. It was like this little rumble where you could physically hear like the Bro, I was trying to sleep in the hotel and that is all I could fucking hear the entire night. I slept like 2 hours. We woke up after a night of food and sake. and I had slept 2 hours, and we go out for the second day. That was more food, more adventuring. So we hit like 30K plus steps. We hit 13 and a half hours of driving between the 6 down and the 7.5 back. We hit like 7 restaurants, multiple stores. Dude, it was non-fucking stop. It was non-stop. Like, if all I had to do was drive, I would have been fucking ecstatic. I love driving. I could throw on some music and just fucking chill. If I'm driving and I'm not in a hurry, great. Great. But holy shit, that was a crazy fucking trip. The pacing was breakneck. Could probably hear the rats. Motherfucking big ass rats, dog. Jesus Christ. The rats fucking train size out in this bitch, if I do say so myself. Fucking hell. No, bro, it was so bad. It was just like everything was clanking and clacking around. Oh my god, it was bad. How many people do you think have full heroic here? Oh, probably more than you think, if I had to guess. Like, it's really not that hard to get full heroic. Boys, I'm about to take off. I'm gonna be honest. I've only been here for 2 hours. This is not a normal stream. If you guys are new, just for perspective. You saw the restored Lego map I linked? Hey, yo, what are you getting out of that? Wait, what you got? Did you run it yet? Or when are you running that, Strug? Because that could be fucking huge. If you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate y'all being here, first of all. My name's Dusty. I stream every single day, starting typically around 2 p.m. EST. I just got home from my 36-hour binge trip of hell in New York City. Looking at least 30 gold to run it. Goddamn, wait, what the fuck? Why? Why 30 gold? Or are you saying, like, getting 30 gold? Wouldn't you just need an X kit? Surely that's not 30 gold. 10 unprocessed wood? Lego wood? Because normal Lego wood is fucked. Really? Lego wood's that bad? How bad is normal Lego wood? I guess I gotta go chop some fucking wood then. Where'd I put all my extra wood? I had some Lego. I was buying Lego Willow cheaper than Ash and Oak. What? Why? That's so weird. That's really fucking weird. Just like the quantity that's needed? Huh. It's almost weird how when you can't just generate a shitload of materials into the economy, scarcity hits like a bitch. That makes sense. Well, maybe I should be chopping trees. Listen, I'm just saying this publicly. Once I get my Rosarium Guard shit, I will gather whatever the guild needs. I just need my 5-piece Rosarium Guard first. And I need to stop donating mats to the guild so I can make mine faster. Because I've donated enough zinc to make my shit at this point, but I keep donating more zinc. So, I gotta get my stuff made, and then I can gather literally whatever we need for a few hours a day. Just pick away at that, and I will get the good pulls. But yes, boys, how do I get lithium? Gamba or T3 rocks. Limestone ideally, but Gamba. People have hypothesized that on 0 qual it's 1 in 10,000 trees for 1 Lego. Z would say it's 1 in 10. It's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, boys, if you guys are new here, I appreciate y'all coming through today. My name is Dusty, and I stream every single day starting around 2 p.m. EST. I typically stream 10 plus hours of Ash's content a day, but I just got back from a long ass trip, so I'm gonna relax and sleep so I can stay on my normal schedule for the remaining time that I exist. So thank you for the quick love and the short little stream today. I will be back tomorrow, normal time. It'll be a full stream. We'll be right back to it. So we'll be prepping, trying to figure out my my Rosarium Guard set. I'm gonna need some otters for that bad boy. Probably a little bit more zinc, but we're getting closer by the day. And it's just gonna be some refining, and then we craft, and we're all good to go. I got my rubidium. I got my my emblems, so I'm blessed. We're ready for it. Boys, we're gonna go say hello to Yosha. And I'm gonna go get some food, and then I'm gonna sleep. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you drop the follow on Twitch or the sub over on YouTube so you know when I do go live every single day. And as always, my lads, I greatly appreciate y'all being here. It is truly unreal. I start a stream at fucking 9:30 and we still got a couple hundred people that show up, man. Absolutely unreal. Absolutely unreal. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for being here every single day. I will catch you guys tomorrow for what is hopefully a banger stream. Maybe we find some PvP. Maybe we get up to some fun shit, but we always try. Boys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Have a good night.